Right now I'm talking to a couple students from that school over there in Montenegro, and just say hello.
Hello, I'm Marta,
How old are you?
17.
Let me see if it's recording. Now she's telling me something about Kosovo. You want to tell the story in here?
Do you want to tell the story? It's just nothing really much to say. It's about the separated Yugoslavia, and until 3 years ago, I think, Serbia and Montenegro were one country, and then they got separated because Montenegro wanted to be independent. And at this point,
Wait a minute, but there was big wars before that, right?
yeah,
This is different.
when I was born, actually, it was different. That was when the whole Yugoslavia was separated, like Croatia and Slovenia.
Actually, I didn't know there was another conflict between Montenegro and Serbia.
Yeah, it was Croatia, Slovenia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Macedonia, yeah, Serbia, Montenegro, and they were all together. And then in 1991, there was a war in Croatia and Serbia mostly, and then they all separated, but Serbia and Montenegro stayed together. And about 3 years ago, they also separated because the Montenegro wanted the independent country.
Nobody wants to be with Serbia.
It's not really like that because there is really a bunch of people who are Serbs actually and live here in Montenegro, so it's a kind of separation even in the country. So it's pretty big problem now because the Kosovo was the part of Serbia, and because the Albanian people are mostly in that part, the Kosovo they just want to be also independent. And about 2 or 3 days ago, Montenegro kako se kaže, priznala, admits, like they agreed with the separation of Kosovo.
Serbia
No, Montenegro did.
So Montenegro recognizes
Yeah.
Kosovo as a separate country now.
Yes, so there is a big problem now because last
So now Serbia is mad at Montenegro?
and the day before there was something like kako se kaže protest. They a bunch
Demonstrations.
of demonstrations.
Or protest.
Yeah, in Podgorica.
Who is demonstrating? The Serbians from Montenegro?
Serbians from Montenegro and people who feel like
Who
Serbs.
didn't want to recognize Kosovo?
Yeah.
Most people žele da Grci, većina ljudi želi da Kosovo, da Crna Gora ne prizna Kosovo i da Kosovo izvadi sa
Yeah.
Now can I show you again?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
He just told me that many people from Montenegro also don't want the independence of Kosovo, and they want it to be the part of Serbia still.
Why?
Because it's historically it's really one big thing, because many kako se kažu manastiri, crkve, churches were there, and in the past of Serbia it was the Kosovo's battle between the Turkish people, so it's like historically really one big part of Serbia.
So it's like if California wanted to separate, if Texas wanted to separate, and something like that.
Yeah.
So I think someday maybe the states will separate. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, it can be really a good thing, but if you do it well and just if you're not that into the money like Montenegro is, because there is like kind of story that they couldn't develop the Montenegro while the Serbia and Montenegro were together. So like the Serbia was guilty because Montenegro couldn't develop.
They wouldn't spend money on development?
Yeah, but like, yeah, really, Montenegro is developing this 2-3 years.
Now let's go back to what we were saying about when you could leave school. You said you could leave school at what age here?
15, when you finish your primary school.
And we were talking about smoking, and it's okay to smoke, like in the teacher's view, as long as you're outside the school property.
Well, it's not the thing you really can, like there are...
Like if a teacher walked by and saw some kids smoking here at the table,
They couldn't say anything because...
they wouldn't call your parents or...
No.
And what happens if you're like, if you don't go to one class? Let's say you don't want to go to your English class, you just come out here and have a cigarette.
Then you have one thing it's called like neopravdani. You have like kind of minus in that like notebook. So if you...
Oh, I saw your teacher. She carries this big book around. Teachers carry this big book around, and they take attendance every day, every class.
Yes, and the notes are there, like marks.
Oh, the grades. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
We say the grades. I think the British say the marks.
Yeah.
So, and how many times can you miss a class before something really bad happens?
15 times.
Oh, you can skip a class 14 times, no problem.
Yeah. Maybe even more, but then teacher make the plus.
And let me check the time here, because YouTube has a limit of 10 minutes. At your high school, if you just don't want to go to a class, you can just walk out the building. I think there's no guard there to stop you.
No, there's no guards.
I think in America there's actually a guard that would not let somebody leave the building. So to me, I think it's a little bit like a prison.
It's only in private schools. Like one private school is in Podgorica, and in Belgrade there are many private schools where you cannot leave the school.
And obviously you guys don't wear school uniforms. Does anybody in this city have a high school that wears school uniforms?
No, this is the only high school in Budva.
It's the only high school. Yeah. So, and let's see. Okay, what do you want to do in life?
I'm not really sure, but definitely I wanted to go in this September actually to USA, but I like something of student exchange for a year. But I got the family in South Dakota with, I don't know, 2,000 people or something like that, and I didn't really want to go because it's a really, really small place with 18 people my age, so I really wanted to see America or
not just get stuck in a small town in South Dakota.
Yeah. But probably I'm going to leave to some foreign country in a year, or to go to Belgrade, and I'm definitely going to...
That's the capital of Servia, by the way, for the uninformed people of the world, like I used to be.
Yeah, it's the capital of Servia, and I want to study, I don't know, probably psychology or acting or something like that.
Oh, psychology. Then I have to give you my webpage.
Yeah.
We just started talking about piercings, and Marta has 1, 2, 3, 4, and one on the lip, and 2 over here. And you have any piercings? Any piercings? Yeah, he has one on his nipple.
He's just kidding.
And he has one in another part of his body. Okay, so what about the piercings?
I did it last year in something, I think November, and I had not really problems, but they told me I shouldn't wear it in school, but I did wear it. But
why shouldn't you wear it? See, I always ask the question why. Appropriate. This is an interesting word. I wrote about this word. I really have to. Okay, I have to give you my website.
Okay.
Because this word appropriate, they use it. It's like sin in a way. It used to be everything was a sin. You can't do this because it's a sin. This is a sin. That's a sin. But who decides what's a sin? Well, the people who make all the rules decide. So maybe red hair is a sin. Maybe touching, like in Muslim countries, they say touching a boy is a sin. Just touching his hand. And you can go to hell, and then they scare you with all these things. Or they punish you. They scare you either with the idea of being punished after life, or they will punish you, or they'll scare you with punishment in this life.
I'm not really I'm not really religious, actually at all. But I'm just like that tempered that I want to be. I'm kind of idealist, and I have some kind of need to be different. And this is one of the things why I wear piercing, because I like it, and it's...
And what about your parents? Do they care?
Well, my mom didn't really... They both actually didn't like it, but it's my choice, so they let me do it. Actually, my dad was with me when I pierced myself, because it's my choice, and I can do because I want to. I had good reasons, and they just have to support me.
So what were your reasons? You have no. There's no time left on this one. We'll ask you the next one.